And the crew is now on the recovery vessel, probably their first moment of a little bit more stability being back on Earth. Again, what will happen next is once the Dragon capsule is fully seated in the nest, and we'll remove all the rigging from the capsule, that will then translate that capsule and move it forward to fully seated in the nest.
SpaceX, welcome aboard the recovery vessel. Recovery personnel are completing final checks. Stand by for translation to the egress platform.
Copy that, SpaceX. Standing by.
All right, great news there. And it looks like actually the estimation for lift was we completed it 2 minutes early. So like I said, it's a pretty efficient operation. The recovery team, not only have they performed this on numerous actual human space flight missions, but also in rehearsals and training procedures of their own. So it looks like the crew members that you see there have donned some PPE once again. These are respirators that help to ensure that if there are any lingering hypergolic fumes, that they will not be exposed to it. So they are actually installing plugs into basically the outlet of those Draco thrusters and performing additional hypergolic sniffs.
Se você quer vender em marketplaces, é indispensável ter um anúncio completo, já que a ficha técnica do produto ajuda a ranquear a sua loja, melhora suas chances de fechar um negócio. Mas para você
necessary Draco plugs, they will continue with a final round of detection checks and
Dragon SpaceX, looking for your okay to come on board with cameras.
SpaceX Dragon, you're welcome aboard with the cams.
SpaceX copies.
Recovery team continuing with the installation of those safety plugs to help prevent any fumes from the Draco thrusters. Our Draco engines utilize hypergolic propellants, and those are toxic to humans, of course, and so we want to ensure the safety of our recovery team as well as the Polaris Dawn crew. So we're going to close up those thrusters and perform some additional fume checks before allowing anyone to approach. Oh, our first view inside the capsule post splashdown. Got some happy faces, visors up, and then seatbelts on.
Yeah.
The classic kid thumbs up.
Yes, I love it.
Yep. I've actually been following along with I've been following along with the procedures that they have on their tablets. They're located on their legs, and it's actually written into their procedure to remain seated and restrained, just in case if anybody inside was feeling daring. They are still required to keep all hands inside the ride at all times.
Yeah, that is actually very important. They have been out in space for 5 days. They don't have gravity, forcing their muscles to be working the way that we utilize them here on Earth. So it is important that when they do take their first steps, that we have some of the crew and the medical team there to support them in case they need any help.
Absolutely.
Again, it's only been 5 days. The Inspiration 4 crew did 3 days, and they were able to pretty easily walk out of the capsule, but we'll see how this crew does back on gravity.
Yeah. Everyone seems to be pretty calm and collected and just chilling out. as they await for the Dragon capsule to be translated. Looks like that should be happening just in the next couple the next couple minutes, as the recovery team completes their safety installations and removing some harnessing connections. That nest that the Dragon capsule is in will move toward the forward end of the vessel, where there is basically in the central part of the vessel there is a deck where SpaceX crew members are standing by, and as Jesse said, will be able to assist the astronauts if necessary to get out of the capsule, or egress, as we say.
And a cool view here, just looking from behind the seats. On your left-hand side is Commander Jared Isaacman, and your right-hand side is our pilot, Kid Poteet.
You can kind of get a feel for the difference in seat position in terms of the position that it's in now and the position that the seats were in while the crew was still in space. The warning and the 1.21 gigawatts stickers were a little bit closer to us, I feel like. So it kind of gives you a feel for the amount of rotation in those seats. Pretty cool to be able to see the same displays that the crew utilizes while they were in flight. Once again, Dragon resilience has been successful. Well, first of all, it made an on-time splashdown in the, I guess this would be, considered in the Florida Keys, down near at Dry Tortugas, and they had a pretty quick recovery out of the water. They are now on the recovery vessel and standing by for the final preparations performed by the recovery team prior to basically opening that side hatch. Once again, this will be the first time that the Polaris Dawn crew will have fresh air. It'll be fresh, salty, fishy air, but fresh air nonetheless. And there we can see the Dragon capsule now being moved toward the central part of the ship. You can see there. There are some SpaceX crew members also wearing respirators, once again, as we will perform the final hypergolic safety sniffing tests. As I mentioned earlier, beginning to spray the Dragon capsule down with fresh water to try and rinse that salt water off of the metallic components.
This is very exciting. We're just a few minutes away. There's still some more procedures that they have to go through in order to open that hatch, but just a few minutes away from hatch opening. And again, the first person that will meet them will be the flight surgeon, who will enter the capsule and make sure that the crew is feeling good and ready to exit their seats.
For those of you that that have joined just recently, the Dragon capsule carrying the Polaris Dawn crew splashed down just 41 minutes ago at 12:36 a.m. Pacific time, 3:36 a.m. East Coast time, and here we are 40 minutes later. Pretty quick operations by the recovery teams in terms of getting over to where the capsule landed, getting the parachutes out of the water, and adhering the required straps, and ultimately lifting the Dragon capsule up onto the recovery vessel, as we just saw a few minutes ago. Right now, the recovery team outside of the Dragon capsule, like I said before, spraying down the capsule with some fresh water.
Dragon SpaceX, stand by for side hatch opening and egress.
All right, good news there.
Copy that, SpaceX. We're standing by.
Looks like those safety checks were quick and successful as everyone has doffed their respirators.
And there you can see officially the hatch is open.
I just heard cheering from a distant part of the building. I have a feeling that came from the Dragon teams at their computers. That was pretty cool. That is the flight surgeon doing initial medical checks, making sure that everybody is feeling good. I have a feeling by his smiling face, he's getting 4 smiling faces in return.